Hello, my name is Delilah Cordova, Visibility Creator here at Omnipresence Studios. We expose the world to our interviewees' unique products, services, and books, and we also help in their journey to go from undiscoverable to visible in a digital world. I am currently on a mission to conduct 100 author interviews, and we're talking about all things books, from publishing to new authors, and don't forget marketing. I would like to welcome you to our show, Marketing and Coffee, where authors come to get inspired and experience. Hey authors, you finished your manuscript. What do you do next? If you would like to learn more about being featured on my show, go to marketingandcoffee.com. And without further ado, meet our next awesome author. Hey everybody, it's Delilah Cordova here, and I am here again with another awesome author interview. And today I have with me Chantea Williams, and we are going to be talking about her volumes, or her book volumes. She has the Greater Working Woman devotional, and she has one woman volume, and then there's one about Jules. I'll let her get into that with you guys. But she is a really awesome person. Chantea M. Williams is a chef. She's an author. She's a speaker and a mentor, and she loves encouraging people to live greater lives through their biblical principles. So she's written about 3 volumes of books, and I'm going to let her go ahead and come on. But first, let me tell you this. If you're an author and you are looking to start expanding your reach of your books, make sure you contact me to get an author interview, because my Facebook Lives get a ton of reach. So all you have to do is go to marketingandcoffee.com and fill out an application, select the date, and then we'll meet and we will go live. The process is really simple. So with that being said, Chantea, go ahead and tell them about you and your awesome author life.
Thank you so much, Delilah, for this opportunity, you guys. I'm so excited. Again, my name is Chantea Williams, and I am an author. I started writing as a means of just being one to be able to encourage women to start out with, because that's who my main target audience is women. And then we started this anthology series called There's a Jewel in You, and there's stories of women who were young mothers, teenage mothers through 2021, and we're telling our story. So what does that have to do? Well, I too was a teen mother at the age of 15, and there are a lot of things that I didn't know and I had to learn the hard way. And so if I can help reach just one young mother to say, hey, don't do what I did, but you can do something different and still make your life a lot easier, then that's exactly what we want to do. So we're sharing the truth of our stories. We're not condoning it. We're not condemning it, but we're telling them, hey, you don't have to give up on life. You don't have to stop dreaming. You don't have to stay stuck in that rut. You can still be successful in your life. You can still have a great life. Your child can be awesome. You can have a great job, a great family, and all of those things. Just because they see you as a statistic doesn't mean that you cannot be a success. And so that is the purpose of our anthology series, is to really encourage those young mothers to, hey, pick your head up, do what you got to do, and keep pressing forward. So we started out with 2 volumes. We're working on volume 3 pretty soon. And what it is just up to 12 women coming together and writing their stories out. And so it's an amazing task, because through that writing process, we get to learn who we are and get to learn from each other. So it's awesome. We also have some women's devotional books, volume 1, 2, and 3, a women's prayer book, a Teen Mom book series, and some more things that are coming through the pipeline. So listen, if you know a young mother, that's somebody who needs a moment of encouragement, this is the book for them. Let them read it and let them see, oh my gosh, these women went through so much, and look at them now. And that's what it's about, sharing our story and saying, hey, you don't have to stay stuck. You can still be fabulous.
Right. And this is like super awesome. I don't know if you know anything about me, but I have 5 kids, and I became a mother at 15. So I can understand like where you're coming from and trying to inspire young women to, like, because for me, like, the world, it seemed like the world stopped, and that's like when I had to cross from child to adulthood, just like immediate, you know what I mean? And young ladies with children, they really do need that type of help and inspiration for people like you. So I'm so glad that you have taken this, probably what God has called you to do, to continue to write, you know what I mean, and get this type of information out there. It's beautiful, beautiful. So, um, go ahead and with the book, a Jules. I'm trying to remember the topic for my life, but I want to know more along how that book came to be, or that anthology came to be, and a little bit about the different people who were involved with it.
Awesome. So I'm also building a teen mom mentoring program. So in order to help, bring, money into the program, the thought of the anthology series was great because you're partnering with other women who have gone through the same thing. So they have an audience, they have a reach. And so you're spreading this story, you're spreading this movement to different people in different areas of the state and even, internationally. And so that's pretty much how it came about. And so the women, there's an application process, and you have to have been a teen mother and in order to participate. So, anywhere from 13 to 21, 22, even though I know 2022 is not a teen mother, but you're still a young enough mother where you can still give a life lesson to another young mother. And so just
Right.
partnering up with those and, running ads and all those different things and just word of mouth. People who know me are telling people, hey, you need to connect with this project and tell your story. And so, doing that, and it's just been an awesome experience, awesome experience. So that's how we kind of started the anthology series.
Nice, nice. So with the teen mothers, like, are you planning to do another round of books where more mothers or people can get involved with it, with the
Absolutely.
project?
Start volume 3, probably fourth quarter. And my goal is, well, my dream is to next year when it releases at a live event to where
Mm-hmm.
it will be free for young mothers. They will come and get, different life skill sessions and empowerment, and, have childcare available and all that stuff. So that is the vision that, the third year, let it be a live event and bring all the authors in from every volume. They can come and they can speak and have a roundtable discussion and really get to the heart of the issue and talk about those things that they're feeling, so that they
Mm-hmm.
can understand that they're not alone. So absolutely,
Right.
this will keep going, until he tells me to stop.
Right. That's so awesome. And it's really important that, that this gets out. You know what I mean? Because like I told you before, like I felt like I didn't move anywhere until later on in life when my kids got a little bit bigger. Nobody was there to hold my hands. You know what I mean? Nobody, I had to leave and do everything on my own and get my own housing, get my own car, and go figure my life out for myself because everybody just like kind of left me, And women, young women, like I didn't have nobody to turn to. I just had 2 kids and myself and I'm like 15 years old trying to navigate life. I thank God that I was able to get into the military and, have the military to support me to get me where needed to be because I didn't know what the world to do. I didn't have no job skills. I didn't have, all I had was that little bit of school and, I graduated at 16 because I wanted to hurry up and get, that out the way. Um, so with those programs, like I said, this is really a blessing for people or for, young women. It's going to be a blessing. Um, so when I want to help you get more people involved with this. So with the next anthology, how does the process work?
So the process works is, we will start taking applications probably September. And so after you fill out the application and you give all your information, we schedule a video interview, like a 10-minute interview, so that you can see me, hear my heart. You can ask questions. You'll be able to ask questions from the other authors, and they'll be very honest. They don't give biased opinions. They will say, hey, you better be come to work because this is not anything to play with. They
Right.
actually have work to do because, this is a movement. It's not just, hey, a checkbox off a life dream to publish a book. This is actually a movement where you need to be, you're being a role model because people are looking. We've gotten inboxes and emails and text messages from people who are saying they're so blessed by our stories and they're proud of us. And so this is more than just a book deal. It's really a movement to encourage and get these young mothers, to understand that they can be a success and don't have to stay a statistic. So there is an investment fee with it. It'll be $75. And we'll get started at the beginning of the year, and we just go with roller skates on. My publishing company does the publishing, my editors and all that good stuff. So, and we also have marketing materials that we'll order and give to you guys. So, I mean, it's a great investment with a great return. So, when you
Right.
publish the book, whatever you sell, you keep. All of the royalties from online go to the mentoring program, but whatever you sell, you keep. So it's also a passive stream of income for those mothers as well.
Right, right. And I would also like the extended hand out to you guys as well. If you guys want to have your authors come and have, I'm almost to 100, but I will go ahead and interview those other authors for free if they want to reach out to me and get on the docket. And continue to support that project because with the last anthology we did for, I don't know if your name, her name is Cheryl Williamson Pelote. But anyway, it was the sold out series, and all those authors came on, and I did an interview after interview after interview after interview, and then we did a collective interview for that book, and it was beautiful. So I'm going to extend my hand out to support the cause with, if you want to send them my way.
So much.
Yeah. So with that package, are they getting a book coach or having somebody to coach them through the editing?
Absolutely, because my company is doing the publishing. What we do is, when they submit their first draft, we do peer reading. So everybody reads everybody's story, give them feedback, say, hey, you kind of left a hole here, go back and redo that. And then when they submit their second draft is when I send it off to the editor, and for them to do their markup, send it back. We go through that a few times to get it right, and that's pretty much how it goes. But throughout the process, I'm coaching everybody through. We're doing, Facebook Lives, past the cast, let people know, hey, this is what we're doing. This is why we're doing it. This is what happens. This is what doesn't have to happen. So absolutely, I am coaching, through the entire process.
Right. So you got to start, getting on and with other influencers. Yes. My question to you is, with you getting involved with this, when did you learn that language had power?
Oh my God. When I started, I've always loved to write, but I never thought that I would be an author because I didn't think I could afford it. And so when I would talk to people and just try to encourage them, and, they would be like, thank you so much. I really needed that. It clicked with me that, words have power. And, when you use them the right way, they can really shift things and make a change. And so I'm really on a mission to try to help change people's lives for the better with words of encouragement, because a good word of encouragement goes a long way.
Right. It does. And I think the mission's going to go a long way too. So, with that, as, trying to pull it. So when you guys publish these books, are they going to be through a traditional, or are they all self-published route for your anthologies? How's that going?
It's the self-publishing route because we have more control.
Right. And then you're able to keep the costs lower too, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. And you know what? It's not the bad route. A lot of people have a lot of stigma on, oh, well, I want to get in the traditional publishing route and this and that. But it's not, it's to me, with it being 2018, it's the same thing. Because at the end of the day, either you have a great book, but you are responsible for you making it a success. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So whether it's traditional publishing or it's self-published, you do want to consult at least somebody who has had experience. And there's tons of book coaches. Just go out and consult them, check your cover, check your editing, check your layout, and but continue to do what you do with because there's tons of great books that are self-published, and I think this anthology is going to be one of them. So as a writer, I want to ask you, as a writer, how did you write your portion of the book? Do you start from an outline or do you just start writing?
For me, it kind of depends what I'm writing. Now, for this one, for the anthology, because it was so personal, I didn't need an outline because it was my life story. So I was able to write it and just let it flow. Um,
Right.
so to me, it depends on the subject that I'm writing on. But a lot of times, if I'm sitting and I'm really focused, the writing just flows out. It just really
Right.
flows.
Right. That's good. I think that, especially writing from experience, it should be easier because, I think you're highly motivated or highly, something's happening here where God's making you a mouthpiece for sure. um, so, what does literary success look like to you and your team?
Really, of course, you would love to make the New York sales, best time selling list, whatever. But to me, with this particular project, if one young mother says, you helped change the trajectory of my life, that I'm now thinking differently, that I now understand that education is important, that I have to get off my butt and do what I need to do. If one mother says that, then to me, that is success because that
Yeah.
one mother is going to evoke change in another young mother she knows, and it's going to be a domino effect.
Right. 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 Um, and then I want to I'm trying to for some more content here. Can you tell us your favorite part of your book here? The favorite chapter, and just a short outline of what that chapter is about.
There is a chapter in the first volume. One of my writers, I have a few writers that were from Texas, but one in particular, she writes about um, dreaming. And her story is absolutely wonderful because she was a preacher's kid, so we kind of know how that stigma goes. And she was able to, come out of that and go to college and then start her own marketing business. And she's doing very good in Texas. And her daughter is just beautiful. And just to hear her story and her passion, how she's in the community and she's in schools and she's speaking and all of that. And it is just a beautiful thing to see how people are able to rise up and not feel sorry for themselves. So I love her chapter
Mhm.
because it's just refreshing. We can all make excuses as to why we may have messed up in something in life and then just take whatever gives to us. But it's another thing when you take that, you know, not really a mistake, but you take that, bad choice or whatever it is, and you turn it into something positive and you allow it to fuel your life so that you can live a greater life. And you set an example for your child to say, hey, we may have started this way, but that's not how we're ending. And so her story
Right.
was very, and her name is Ashley Thomas. She's in Houston, Texas. And so she did an absolutely wonderful job in her chapter. I mean, all of the chapters are wonderful, but, you know, just her passion and her fire behind her story. And when you hear her talk, it makes you want to get up and do something. So that
Right. That's awesome. Um, so what are the plans, for after, or what are the future plans for this? I know I heard you say workshops and programs and this is that, but what is the true picture, the big picture for the future?
I would love to make this a not only a live event, but something that travels into areas where teen pregnancies are at a high rate. And you have
Mhm.
this one day conference retreat, whatever you want to call it, where they can come and get empowered and get the life skills, the information that they need to go and make better informed decisions about their life, so that they can say, you know what, I need to do something different. And then they actually know what to do different. And they, putting resources and people in place that are in their area that they can reach out to for accountability partners. So I would love for that to be the overall theme, and to really want to build a teen mom center where they would be able to come and take those classes and get everything that they need, just so they can be like, you know what, this may be a part of my story, but it's not my entire story. And just giving them those
Right.
resources that's not necessarily financial, but those life skills and that training, and teaching them, how to budget, take care of your credit, and how to cook, how to take care of yourself, and how your emotional health is so important. Those things that make a difference, that help shape your thought pattern, that help make you make wiser decisions in every area of your life. So being able to do that is the ultimate goal. of the
Right.
program.
So with that, did you guys ever consider doing something along the lines of internships, like with local businesses, to help young mothers gain skill in real life?
Yes, that is those things are definitely in the works.
Yeah, as I love I've had a few interns, but there's a program here in Charlotte that I like to use, or I reach out to them, but my favorite interns to get are the ones who are I know that I'm helping the most,
Hmm.
and they're usually young mothers, because they're the ones who need the skills a little bit more faster than what people who are able to afford college and do this and that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, if you can help out in any way as a business owner, it's like, helping them. It helps me a lot too. Um, so when you write, I want to know more about you as an author, more about you as a writer. Okay, so um, when you write, do you have like other works that you're working on, or is it you're still um, trying just to focus on this project? But I want to know like what your author life here,
No,
basically.
so actually, sometimes I'm like, even now, I'm like working on 2 to 3 different books at a time. So, and they're different subject matters. One is called Dear Teen Mom, and what I'm doing with that particular book is I'm writing letters from the perspective of what I went through and telling them, it's not always going to be like this. It's just addressing certain topics that they may be going through. And then, another book that I'm working on is, I Believe in Me Too. Just a motivational book. Not just this one is not necessarily just for women, but for men and women. And so
Mhm.
sometimes I have these multiple projects going on because all of these ideas are just racing through my head. And it's like, you got
Yeah,
to get them out, you got to get them out. And so then it comes to being disciplined to where you say, okay, this day I'm working on this book, this day I'm working on that book. And so it's very hard for me to focus just on one project because I have so much going on in my mind. So
yeah,
I work on several projects at a time and just kind of pace myself to where, they don't overlap and making sure I keep them separate. So yeah.
yeah. So then, do you carry around like a journal or a notebook or something, like when the idea catches you, catches it, or an idea comes, you catches it?
Yeah, when I don't have my journal, I use my smartphone. I'm thinking audio notes, or I'm typing a note on my notepad. I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not gonna miss this.
Nice, nice. So, what are your, since you're talking about Teen Mom and all this, but I want to know a little bit about, what was your favorite childhood book?
My favorite childhood book was probably,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, and it's probably gonna sound funny, but it was probably like the Dr. Seuss books because they were so easy to read when younger. And then when I really got into reading, I loved the Nancy Drew mystery books, and
Hmm.
then Toni Morrison. Um, that's yeah. So it just kind of
I,
depends through the book
yeah.
change.
And the reason I asked that question is because that's, to me, reading as a child is really important. But just to know what you liked as a child, it's where, you can see like through the different authors, like how they developed. You know what I mean? What books they read that helped them to develop to where they are now? So that's
Absolutely.
why I like asking that one. Um, so as an author with, a few other anthologies out there, in your opinion, what is the best way to market your books?
Um, far as anthologies or books in general.
Books in general, I would say.
Books in general. The first thing you have to know your target audience, and who you're writing to, so that you know where they hang out at. So if social media is your biggest thing, then you need to know what age group you're marketing to, so you can know what platform to use the most. You
Right,
definitely have to have a plan, and then you have to be consistent. So one thing that
right,
I've learned is that people like to feel like they're being brought on a journey. So whenever you know that you're getting ready to write a book and you have the date that you're going to publish it, you start bringing them on that journey. Said, hey, today's a writing day and I'm focusing on this. What do you guys think about this? And so I'm learning that when you incorporate that into your writing, it helps build momentum, it helps build
right.
interest, and it helps build anticipation. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't wait till this book comes out because they feel like they've helped you write it. And so
Right.
that is really, really big. And you know, networking outside of social media. Like social media is big,
Right.
but you have to get outside of social media and actually meet real people and talk to organizations that are along the theme of your book, so that you can say, hey, this may be a resource that you can use at a meeting, or you know, talking to people that run book clubs. Those things
Right.
are always really big because people still do book clubs. You know, believe it or not, book clubs are still really big. And so, you know, that is a great way to market. Knowing when you know the goal of your book, if you have an end goal, then it helps you to know how to market. So to
Right.
say, I'm just writing a book because I want to write it, you've already failed because you're not planning for your success. So you
Right.
have to know the reason behind you writing the book.
Right. Look, you're a dragon. You're just spitting fire everywhere. It's so hot. That's your spirit animal, right? A dragon. Woo! All right. So I'm gonna ask one more question, and then we're gonna wrap up from there.
Okay.
Um, I want to know a little bit about your story. You know, especially since your books are about around what you have. But I just want to know a little bit more about you and your story, and how you developed. And I just want to know more about you, you in general.
Oh my gosh. Well, where do I start? So after, you know, I was 15 when I had my baby. I was a sophomore in high school. I played 3 sports, so you know, immediately all of that was shut down. And so after I still graduated on time. But one thing, you know, I had a teacher when I was on maternity leave. I did all of my work, but because I was not physically in class doing the work, he did not think it was necessary to pass me. And you know, I could have took that as a negative and said, well, you know, he's already pretty much told me I'm a failure, so I might as well not even worry about it. But I took that and I allowed that to motivate me to even work harder. And so I graduated on
Right.
time. I went to college. My mom kept my daughter the first 2 years that I was in college, and then you know I brought her with me. It did take me a year longer to graduate. As you know, it was a tough transition for me, going you
Right.
know from high school to college. One, because you know I was a mother, so you know that was always a big thing, and not really knowing how to be a mother. And so you have all of those responsibilities and pressure and stress on you. So after I graduated with my bachelor's in business administration, I decided I wasn't really ready to get a real job. So I went to culinary school. So went to
Nice.
culinary school. That was 3 years. I got a bachelor's degree in that. And then really, you know, focusing on trying to find out who I was. But one thing I learned is looking back in retrospect in my life is I suffered silently with depression for a long time because I didn't
Right.
know who I was, dealing with the stigma of being a young mother, listening to all of the, you know, the negativity and how you messed your life up and you're never going to be anything and everything you do is centered around your child. You don't have a life. And I bought into that. And so I didn't know who I was. And so everything I did was for my child. Everything I did was so that she can have a better life. And I lost myself. I didn't know who I was. I didn't know my purpose in life. I didn't know that
Right.
it was okay for me to still dream. And so, probably about mid 20s, I realized that, hey, you know, it's okay to want to be somebody. It's okay to
Right.
still have those aspirations and dreams. And so that's when I really started figuring out who Shantae was. Like, what does
Right.
Shantae do? What some things that she put aside, that she can pick back up again. And so learning that it was okay to have a life and still be a mother was a big thing for me because nobody advocated that.
Right.
Nobody said,
Right.
you know, you're still young, you're still beautiful and intelligent, you can still enjoy life. And so for years, I just kind of suffered silently because nobody, you know, was really saying, hey, what do you want to do? It was always, this is what you must do. And so
Right.
that was really hard for me. And so after I got over that hurdle, so now I'm in this season to where, you know, I know who I am, I know my purpose, and I'm going full force. And so, you know,
Right.
it's a blessing because my daughter, she's graduated college, she's getting ready to go to law school, and you know, I can look back and say, you know what, it was all worth it. You know, every
Right.
nasty stare, every nasty comment was worth it because I get to drop my baby off in law school for the fall. You know,
Yeah.
so that right there, it makes everything else irrelevant.
Yes. 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 I'm like, you hear it. it's a testimony, ain't it? You know?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm super, super, super proud. I'm really happy that I got to meet you. And like I said, anything, your story is amazing. I know this book is going to be amazing from hearing about it from you. Anything I can do to help to be a part of the mission, please let me know. I'm more than good to help you guys out to do it. Um,
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. And if anybody else is watching this, or make sure if you're interested in helping Chantea to reach her mission and get more word out on this, let us know. But the first thing that you guys can do is share the video and leave some comments. If you do have questions, you can leave them in the post below. And I monitor my posts, so make sure to make sure that I get back to everybody on time. Another thing you guys can do is to go to Amazon and purchase the book and check. She has about 15 books on Amazon, so go through the list, help her out, get some books, read them, and then most importantly, review them. Please. You have a review in you. That was corny.
But you know what? I'm gonna use.
You have a review in you. But anyway, with that being said, I want to thank my guests today. Chantea, you've been wonderful, and I loved every minute. So, and do you have anything else to say today, Chantea?
I just want to say thank you so much for your platform and allowing me to come on and talk to your audience. I'm very appreciative and thank you for your offer. I definitely be getting back with you on that. And I just hope that you guys have heard something that inspired you to even just go tell another young mother, hey, you are still somebody. Keep your head
Right,
up.
right.
Don't stop dreaming.
Awesome. And thanks to everybody who did come in and watch. And for, we got Adam Sandler says he's got to come back and he's going to check in later. He's on another call, but he was trying to watch the video. So yeah, you guys come back in, make sure you hashtag replay and all that good stuff. But with that being said, thanks again. Thanks, Chantea. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to receive our notifications.